Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo, aka Dokkan Assets.
And I'm your co-host, Kayvon.
What took you so long, bro? Were you in the bathroom?
Wait, what? Was there Discord like that?
No, it took you a minute to, introduce yourself. Bro, maybe we need
I was probably thrown off by the Dokkan Asset part. Whoops.
Good. Bro, we need to add in, a toilet flushing sound there, like you're just coming from the studio bathroom.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, welcome back to the Extreme Z Podcast. It has been an absolute fat minute.
You can blame Mr. Assets for that.
Mr. Assets. It's been I think a month, maybe plus. So
yeah, more than a month, definitely.
We do want to apologize for the little hiatus. It was completely unintentional. It just wait, what?
I said we?
Well, I mean, you want to apologize even though it wasn't your fault, right?
I'm gonna think about that. Nah, but on the deal though.
Yeah, we apologize for being gone for a fat minute when it comes to the podcast. Just different stuff going on in real life, as well as the transition happening overall on the channel. Just kind of led the podcast to be put off for a little bit, as well as the other content that I was focusing on more so during the last couple weeks. But we are going to be back on schedule from now on. It will be, hopefully, it'll be every other 2 weeks. That's how English works from now on. So there will be a couple kooky weird things for this episode, just because it is the first episode in a little bit. But next episode we will be back on schedule, and we do actually have an interview planned for next episode. We won't tell you who it is yet, but it is somebody who is in a way related to somebody else that we have interviewed before. So put the pieces together if you want to, but look forward to that next week. We are looking forward to that interview ourselves. But before we get to that though, let's talk about how we're going to do this episode. So we're going to summarize the news, because obviously if we went through every single individual piece of news that's happened in the past 2 months, we would be here for an entire podcast episode with just news, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that would be way too long.
Yeah, so we are going to summarize what's come out in the time since the last podcast episode. Obviously, some of it is going to be relating to today's topics, and that's right, topics, keyword, because we're actually going to be talking about 2 topics. We would have talked about... What's up?
A double feature, as it were.
Double feature, that's crazy. We would have talked about the 2,000 days debacle situation when it happened, but obviously since we kind of didn't have time to film the podcast then and there, we didn't get to it. So we wanted to at least talk about it now, because it's a little bit of a shorter topic. Yeah. And we were going to talk about the link skill update 2 weeks ago when it was a little bit more relevant, but we're going to talk about it now. We would have done this episode as a 5th Annie thoughts video, comparing it to what we thought of all the other celebrations, because obviously Global is finishing up their 5th anniversary at the moment. But we actually did an entire episode on that already. Link will be in the card above and at the end of this video in the description and all that good stuff. Yeah. So definitely go check that out if you have not yet. That is our thoughts on everything related to that. But for now, let's go ahead and get right. We're not doing that bit again.
Right.
right, bro. Finding Nemo up in here. Anyhow.
Oh my god.
Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with our JP news for today. Basic stuff that came out. We had the Lord Slug Easy 8 area with Slug and the Kaioken Goku come out. Following that, we had the Tanabata celebration come out, which introduced us to the brand new LR SSBK and SSBE Goku and Vegeta card.
Oh boy, more Dokkan Fest LR is my favorite.
Woo! Which also was very cool card though, I will say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I do think out of anything, they did deserve an LR. I don't know about a Dokkan Fest LR, to be honest with you, but I definitely think that that moment was LR worthy. At least for
No, I
me
agree with
personally. Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah, it was very cool.
So an unfeatured Krillin came with them, so that was cool.
Yes, a new Krillin. Actually, isn't this technically the first TUR Krillin?
No, this is the first summonable Krillin.
Summonable Krillin, right? And then, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess first summonable TUR Krillin, but
True.
yeah. Besides that, though, we had finally the other two members of Ribrian's Magical Girls join the game as free-to-play units, which was cool. And then they all got EZAs along with the free-to-play STR Rib. So that was all very, very cool.
And they're all busted.
Yes, they are all very, very good as well. Super Saiyan 3 Broly got his EZA, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, the first 120.
Which is crazy that we're going into that now. It basically fixed what he needed to be fixed, right?
Well, also, funny enough, keeping his, weakness, so he still basically lowers his defense per orb.
Mm-hmm.
But now he has 120% start of turn defense.
Interesting.
So, hey, it works.
Yeah. Good for what he's good for. I will say, one thing that I did talk about on stream, and I guess I'll just talk about it here since I don't think we're ever going to really touch on it unless we do an episode on it, maybe when all the 120s come out as easy as, I don't know. But I will say, IMO, it is kind of a shame that the 120 EZAs are coming out right now, and I only say that because some of them definitely need it, and 100% I can agree with that. But I think that some of them don't quite need it yet. And I think in the long run, that might hurt some units because, I don't know, in my mind, when I think that more of them need it, if they were to hold off on the EZAs and then do it when they really, really needed it, then the cards could be a little bit more impactful with their EZAs, where I think as now, they probably won't be rather as big of buffs, unfortunately. But hey, what are you going to do? So, I mean, to be fair as well, they are...
We can make a podcast about that.
Yeah, maybe. But they are also kind of running out of Dokkan Fest to EZA, are they not? Like Dokkan Fest that would need it by this point?
I think they are. That's why we went to 120 so fast.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they spread out a few unfeatured EZAs or something, which is very weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting to think about because we've obviously had all the 70%, all the original type leads, of course the rainbow leads and whatnot, and some various other Dokkan Fest who needed it. So yeah, I don't know.
What are we gonna get? The original category leads EZA?
Bruh, that would be... I don't want to even think about that yet.
Yeah, neither do I, honestly.
Yeah, so we'll move on from it. We had, kind of sadly, in my opinion, I'll tell you why in a second, but we did have the Tech LR Full Power Jiren introduced. He was kind of unexpected, but also sort of expected. He ended up being part of the Tanabata celebration. The reason why I say that it's kind of a shame that he was introduced, at least in my opinion, is that this means that for 350 mil, we will not be getting LR Full Power Jiren and LR MUI Goku, which is kind of a shame, really, because I would have loved to see them too, and I know that people have been wanting just like the card is just Mastered Ultra Instinct with no Omen.
Yeah.
I certainly want that, and I know that people have wanted Full Power Jiren for a little bit now, so kind of a shame that that can't happen, but oh well. I'm glad that we have a Full Power Jiren nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, as well, we did get a unfeatured new Topo card, which was pretty cool. He is also a bunch of the Pride Troopers in his card as well, with Casserole and Dispo being represented there. And speaking of old Casserole, he got his own card, which also included...
The rest of the Pride Troopers did.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody who hasn't had a card yet is included in Casserole's TUR card, which is pretty cool.
Now, free-to-play Pride Troopers team when?
True, that would be sick.
That would be very cool.
I will tell you, and I think you could probably agree with me on this, Kayvon, no idea the rest of their names. Besides Topo, Dispo, and Casserole.
I honestly forgot Casserole's name until he got a card.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what I was going to say. I didn't even remember his name until he got a card, so oh well. Regardless, though, very, very cool on that, all being part of the Tanabata celebration. And then, this was a pretty crazy thing. So, for the 2000 Days celebration / campaign, we got a EZA area for the OG Tech LR Super Saiyan Goku, which was crazy. We were kind of wondering when he was going to get an EZA because he's probably one of the few LRs that needs it. And lo and behold, for 2,000 days, we ended up getting him.
I wouldn't say needed. He's one of the few LRs that deserve it.
True. Not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve.
Exactly.
But anyhow, he is pretty restricted to be able to get. You have to have the Slug EZA card, fully EZA'd in Rainbow, the Zamasu Goku, the Raditz, and the Frieza and Cooler, all from their EZA areas.
And the Android 13.
Yes, and Android 13. Crazy that they made them so restricted. I suppose if you've been doing all those EZA areas for a while now, you're probably set. If you're like me and you're lazy, oops.
The only hard ones really are 13 to an extent, but definitely Cooler is the hardest one.
Yeah.
Because you need a bunch of Battlefield gems.
Right. But anyhow, obviously, it was really cool to see him get an EZA because, well, I mean, again, being the OG, he definitely deserved it. And then something that we're going to talk about a little bit later is the 2,000 days Extreme Z Awakening for LR 1,000 day Goku. Kind of a little bit of a hot button in the brand new update here. Yeah,
definitely.
Crazy stuff. We'll talk about the logistics of it later. But basically, just so you know, his awakening requirements to get him EZA'd are absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah. Yeah, and we thought 1,000 days was a lot to go through.
Yeah. Welcome to the 2,000, baby. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. For now, though, the newest campaign and the current one on JP is the brand new Ultimate Gohan campaign. This was actually pretty cool to see. Obviously, Ultimate Gohan has not had a card since, oh man, STR?
Yep, pretty much.
Which is crazy to think about considering how much of a big impact he was in not only Dragon Ball itself, but also in the Buu saga. So that was pretty cool to see him get a card.
The impact of getting absorbed.
But, which created a character that ultimately became one of my favorite channel memes, Buuhan. So, hey.
Yeah. Well, you just appreciate Buuhan? What is wrong with you? Where is Epic Mewtwo? Oh, wait.
I don't know who you're talking about. But anyway. With him, the AGL West Kai got a awakening, which was pretty cool. As well, we got a brand new Supreme Kai 2, Supreme Kai and Kibito Kai, which then exchanges into a Kibito Kai card, which was really
cool. Transforms. It's not an exchange. It's
okay.
Just them.
What was I thinking of? Oh, sorry. I'm thinking about the new free-to-play card. Yeah, that just got introduced. The Great Saiyaman 2 that, they're originally Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, and then it goes into Great Saiyaman 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, it's confusing because, because the first card, the SSR, is Great Saiyaman 2. Yeah. Confusing,
and it's Saiyaman 2/1.
Right.
Yo, Gohan is a peppy gout.
Poggers, bro. Besides that, though, I guess we'll talk a little bit about this celebration just because it's obviously the current one. Besides that, though, obviously Dragon's Stone sale for that. We are actually getting a Rising Dragon Carnival as well this month, which is kind of interesting.
People are thinking they'll finally awaken. Launch in Oceanus.
Yes, because they're bringing literally that same banner back as far as we know. So
yeah,
kind of an interesting pick on that. Have they ever brought back the same Dragon Carnival again?
I don't. Well, do we know if it's gonna be? We don't know if it's gonna be exactly the same. To be fair,
I mean, it in the actual news thing on DBZ Space, it did have them on there. So I don't know. Yeah, you're good point. But I mean, like where it's the same main new units featured, I suppose.
I mean, with them possibly awakening, I guess it's fair. I mean, good place to pull LRs if you really want to, but blue coin's stinky.
Yeah, true. I mean, unless you're trying to get the support units, but other than that, yeah, blue coin stinky. Regardless, though, usual Kai stuff. Obviously, Gohan's event went live. Also, the event where you get the exchange Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 was the old event that was one of the Great Saiyaman events that actually got a revamp. So that was pretty cool.
What was it called? What was the name of the event? If you click it, it should bring you to the page.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Other than that, though, basically all the different Buu Saga story events went live. Yeah, Go Forth, Hero of Justice. That's what
Hero of Justice.
Yeah, Justice. peace. But yeah, grade 8 Vegeta, Raditz, easy
Raditz
area.
back. Back again.
Raditz. We also had a new battlefield that actually went live today. That will be will be live by the time this video goes up. As well, we were talking about Broly's EZA. The homie Super 17 got an EZA, which was really cool to see.
Oh boy, he is busted.
Yeah, he is really.
He's very good. And Buhan's EZA returns, which brings the South-absorbed Supreme, Supreme Kai absorbed Boo EZA. My goodness, that hurt.
You good there, buddy?
There we go.
You need a minute.
I need a drink, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, thick tech buff Boo. Is basically the card that got his awakening.
And he's stupid good now.
Yeah. Which is funny because he was awful before.
Him and EZA Kid Boo when that happens, the int one, that's gonna be
girl. Yeah, that
even
pretty gross.
Break the game, boys.
What was the category that Super 17 is weak to?
Can we click the? Maybe I'll.
It doesn't work.
The,
well, let's just click on the actual event, dummy. I'm saying dummy to me, not you. Dragon Ball Seekers.
Oh, I was thinking like Vegeta family because like Vegeta, Trunks, Bulma. I'm just like that doesn't feel like it makes sense.
I should have recognized that because it's a little bit longer. Anyway, though, obviously Android 17's event came back as well with Super Boo. Bunch of other story events actually. Dragon Ball GT Ultimate Android Saga, Cell games, the Monstrous Cell Androids in Action, the Android EZA area. Also, Weekend Summon is apparently coming to JP on the 8th, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, if you log in now, you can get your tickets. So very nice.
Nice, very very good stuff. And then obviously the weekend missions for JP, which they have occasionally, and a new world tournament coming up, which is very exciting.
With the new trunks that was used for the BoJack story event way back when.
Yeah, that is an asset that has not been used for anything in a while. So very very cool to see. I forget what particular scene it's from in the BoJack movie. I can't wrap my head around it at the moment.
Actually, I think it's supposed to be. I don't know because I remember it was in one of the Cell Saga story events, and it was leading into the BoJack movie when I think it's when we got the revamp or something.
Funny enough,
so I think it's like end of Cell arc maybe.
You know, it's funny. Sure. It almost kind of reminds me of, for some reason, it almost reminds you of like the picnic scene from the beginning of the Broly movie, but like the old Broly movie.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's from, so whatever. Not. But anyway.
I mean, unless he's on Movie Heroes, which he should be on Movie Heroes, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. We'll see.
We don't have Boss Rabbit. Yeah, we don't have the info for his card yet either, so we'll let you know on that one. But yeah, other than that, though, Boss Rabbit, Super Battle Road is open all the time, which is pretty nice.
Oh, actually, that says new stages.
Yes, for Super Battle Road.
Yep, and new stages for the Extreme Z area, so expect some units to awaken from there. I don't know who, but...
Yeah, again, they haven't actually told us who yet. They just said that there are going to be new stages on that.
And the new SPR should let us have, I don't know if the card's name exactly, but it's going to be a Goku and Gohan card.
Riding a dinosaur, bro. It was in the V-Jump where Gohan got first shown.
That's going to be a fun card. That's a very unique name, too. That's not going to be shared with, like, any other card.
Goku, no other, Gohan, and dinosaur. No, I'm kidding.
Well, because, like, we don't really have a Goku and Gohan card. We have the exchange units. That's the closest thing.
Yeah. But, no, I guess you're right.
So that's going to be a very unique LR. Hopefully they're good.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
And this is probably just going to be more category Super Battle Road, so don't expect some ESBR memes here, thankfully.
Yeah. Both of those, by the way, come out the 11th.
Very nice.
All right, so nice. Other than that, though, that is just about it for JP. Funny enough, Global doesn't actually have too much besides, I mean, the obvious one.
Funny 50.
Yeah, literally, it's from Nappa down. So if you want to just go for it.
So basically, since I was about to say Vegeta. Wow, you're not Vegeta. Since Theo said, we have Nappa and Vegeta, who were pushed way ahead of schedule for Global, which still baffled me, but we take those, I guess. They came out with a filler celebration. The EZA for Spirit Sword Trunks, which also brought the EZA for the Golden Friezas.
Mm-hmm.
We got a New World Tournament, which brought the Awakening for Tech Mercenary Tau and Tech Mr. Boo, and gave us the Tech Mecha Frieza that supports Revenge.
And that's literally it.
Wow. Year, better celebration.
Because basically, from the time that we recorded the last one, the newest character that was released was basically just Nappa. Before that, it was Beerus, and then they just had a whole celebration based around Nappa. Wow, that's weird.
Oh, Nappa got it.
Yeah, but then basically after that, it's just every single thing that we've had for 5th year, part 1 through 3. If you guys have been keeping up on just in the Dokkan community in general, you know, you've probably seen that we're already closing out of part 3 soon-ish. So yeah.
The only thing that really was different, I'd say, is the fact that Chain Battle should be coming soon. It's not part of 5th year, though.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably going to have it with Kefla coming after 5th year.
Yeah. Which, is Kefla confirmed to be after 5th year for sure? Or is that still just speculation?
I think it's still a bit up in the air because I think it's because I think it was one of the data miners, probably I seriously said that Infinite Dragon Ball history is planned to go down again around the 9th.
I think that was I seriously, yeah. Him or Kawhi,
yeah,
I don't remember.
Around the 9th, and the only other Infinite Dragon Ball histories are the youth one that comes with Go Tanks and Boo, so that's probably not going to get pushed up.
Mm-hmm.
And Kefla's, which is Pepe Gals. Or
Right.
Universe 6, one of the two.
Yeah.
Universe, yeah. But so pretty much Kefla might, and Kefla's really the only Dokkan Fest that can tie the gap between 350 or between 50 and 350.
Right.
Unless you get a hero collab right after or something. We don't know, but
Pog?
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I have no stones, so sad.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, so Kefla should be coming out. It's gonna be bad for people who want it safe for Kefla, but oh well, I guess save those red coins for when she comes back. She's definitely worth them, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, even though you know, I did end up pulling her first multi, so I was quite lucky when it came to that regard. But I can say with 100% certainty that Kefla is definitely worth at least throwing a couple of stones at. Because
depends what else on the banner, because it does have the return of Android 13, which means he's not a bad unit. He's cool. He's another Android category leader we don't need, but he's cool.
Yeah, he is pretty cool. But regardless, though, Kefla is also just a really, really cool unit. So
the unfeatured Vados is actually very good too. So that's also another thing. I forget what else is on our banner. There.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, and the rest of it is kind of stinky.
What else is new?
I will tell you one pretty cool thing that has happened with all these. Before we wrap up, I guess this is all technically JP, but it's good to know for you global players as well. With the Tanabata celebration, one thing that we forgot to mention actually marks the first return of LR Vegito and Gogeta that just came out on 5th year for global. So
yeah, that should come out around Thanksgiving, possibly, or no?
Maybe.
It depends, because they might push it off to Christmas again, like they did last year, which I feel like they probably will, because what's called Thanksgiving celebration is going to be Goten and or Go Tanks and Boo, probably.
Right. So we'll have to see on that one. But what I'm telling you is that don't summon on that banner because it stinks. Tanabata banner, which will be like the Wish banner or whatever on global.
Grab up those red coins.
But yeah, it'll be the first time they return with red coins, so you will be able to buy them whether you want to get dupes or if you didn't pull them during the anniversary. Honestly, regardless of whatever you do, LRs that are Dokkan Fest are always the most worth your red coins. I would highly recommend picking them up. Yeah. So
and also keep in mind, I was sorry to
go for it.
For global, because the Tanabata banner on JP had the new Blue Goku and Vegeta dual LR, the Kaioken and Blue Evolution. So by that logic, it either means they're going to come out before or somewhere between either when this will come out normally or Christmas, or it just means they're going to get them for Christmas this year and do away with the global exclusive for this year.
Yeah.
Which I feel is more likely, because what better way to put a Dokkan Fest LR than for Christmas?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides that, save those red coins.
Yes.
You know what to do.
The other thing is Bardock actually made his first return as well on JP recently, with the brand new Ultimate Gohan banner. So if you are trying to pick him up, there will be another opportunity. 100%. And there was one other thing I was going to talk about, but I forgot.
Good job.
Oh, well.
Use those red coins for what you want. If you don't want the LRs, go for your funny Super Saiyan Bardock if you want it.
That's what I just bought recently on JP, because he's a unit that I've wanted in Dokkan literally forever, just like that scene.
Meanwhile, on Global, I'm still holding out for Cooler. One day.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when he returns. But
probably for 350 million, I'd hope.
Yeah,
please. I'm still waiting, Akatsuki.
But anyway, we're going to talk about our discussions now. I don't have a good transition for this, so laugh!
Laugh!
At... Oh,
these ads.
Yes, you got it!
I'll link you into the next part. Link update.
And we are back.
Give watch time, receive second part.
I feel like we've made that joke before.
We have, but you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fair enough. I respect it. Just like I don't respect how Dokkan handled 2,000 days. Got him!
Oh boy, yeah, let's start with this first, because this is definitely the easier one to get through.
Yeah, we don't have too much to say. Yes, yeah, we don't have too much to say, but a lot at the same time. Bad, yeah.
It is bad.
It is bad.
Well, let's explain a bit. Anything you want to go first?
Sure. Well, I'll explain it, and then you give your thoughts first. So essentially, I'm Ape. Did you like that little mix around of the meme? Basically, what happened is Dokkan hit 2,000 days, and obviously, when we hit 1,000 total days in the game, they were like, "Yeah, let's make this dope 1,000-day Goku. You can only get him if you've played the game for 1,000 days total, and that's the only way that you can get him."
3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
Keep in mind.
And that's the only way you can get him. You get him from login. He is the Spirit Bomb Goku, which is also kind of appropriate because obviously, you know, he's taking everybody's energy. It's like, you know, everybody's been playing for 1,000 days, whatever. Kind of symbolic.
Plea, as it were.
Yes, exactly. Wow, how'd you memorize the name of that?
It's actually a pretty good name, honestly.
True.
I like that. I like that sub name.
Yeah, very appropriate name. Regardless, though, now, Dokkan has hit 2,000 total days, and they decided, well, 1,000-day Goku kind of be a little bit irrelevant nowadays, just because, you know, he's kind of been out for a while. He's
that boy old.
Yeah, he ain't, you know, he ain't as good as he used to be. He ain't hitting like he used to, you know, literally and figuratively. So they were like, "Aye, bro, let's hit this man up with an easy A," and everybody was like, "I'm digging this." And the only way that you can get his easy A medals is if you have been playing the game for a total of 2,000 days.
Which let's do some math real quick. We're going off the assumption that a year is like 350. We're not counting like leap years or whatever.
Sure.
2,000 days is basically around 6 years.
Wow.
Because let's see, it's basically a little under 6 years. That's some dedication for an easy A. That's probably going to be power crept by the time it actually happens.
Yeah. So probably by the time you get this, unless you've been playing from day one, and keep in mind, this is JP only at the moment. Of course, this will be how it is on global when it comes, but only if you...
6 months because you can't really push that back. So
right, of
no
course.
rushing this forward, sadly. So Goku ETA one day.
One day. But not only do you obviously have to, you know, or rather, sorry, he'll be probably irrelevant by the time you get him. The other thing was I made a tweet, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it in the video
because
because
plugging in your Twitter.
I am. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna say the plug because it's literally on screen. We forgot to talk about our new decoration, by the way. It looks very spicy
Yeah.
here.
I like looking at by Evil Boo.
Your evil self always looking over your shoulder.
Please, it's a cry for help.
But I made a tweet on Dokkan Assets, and I said, literally, by the time some of us get this, we will be married with children, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane to think about. Even one of the homies, shout out to the boy Azora, he was like, I'm already married. And he was like, I'll have kids before I get this EZA. And I was like,
Bro.
That's insane to think about.
That feels like the definition of weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, kinda. But like, you know, obviously that's just kind of putting it in perspective into real time. In terms of Dokkan, though, the biggest issue here is that, you know, this EZA is going to be irrelevant by the time most players are able to get it. So my question is, I'm going to ask you, A, for your opinion, but B, I guess I'll kickstart it off with why? Why did they do it this way?
I mean, I wish I had an answer, but honestly, it's so weird because when you look at the unit's honestly really busted, like for especially for an ETA for an LR.
Yeah.
Like every key sphere you get, you not only get an extra key, which helps the self-sufficiency, you get attack and defense, and you also get a 7% crit chance.
Yep.
Like, so think of it this way. If you get 10 orbs, you have a 70% chance to crit.
That's pretty disgusting, yeah.
Disgusting. Plus, those 10 orbs equal to 20 key because you get 2 key per orb.
And that's not even taking into consideration the fact that he's guaranteed, if he's not your stinky brain, rainbowed. He's rainbowed.
Yeah.
So he already has that crit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he's a really good, and then he has the funny meme for 1,000 turns, 1,000 defense per orb, and for 2,000 turns you get 1,000 attack. I love that part of the passive.
They had to just, like, that's not only, like, just funny because of the sake of things, that almost feels like a kick in the face of, like, oh, you can't even access this passive for as long as the passive lasts.
Yeah.
Very odd.
I don't know. It's like, I just wonder why they did it, because honestly, I feel it's been fair for the 2,000-day celebration. Give everybody the medals in their gift box.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not 1,000 days, you can't use them.
True.
So it doesn't really matter, but I guess they want the incentive for people to play for another 2,000 days, but like, if you're already in Dokkan for 1,000 days, I think you're sticking with Dokkan.
Probably, yeah.
So like, I honestly feel like if they just added enough LR, like, it wouldn't be that big of a problem, because then it's going to be a newer LR, probably more up-to-date, stuff like that.
Right.
But no,
if they made like 2,000-fold plea Goku.
Yeah. That would actually be a cool spirit bomb, like against Jiren or something. That would actually would have been cool.
I mean, the 2,000 part doesn't make sense, but yes, that would have been cool.
But, yeah. But no, like, I don't know why they did it. I'm conflicted because my problem is that this just invalidates 1,000 days. You're getting an incomplete unit. Sure, he's still good. He's not bad. He's not as best as he could be.
Yeah.
But he's not bad.
True.
You're just getting an incomplete unit for your 1,000 days of loyalty to the game.
And it's like, especially, I think it's such a kicker too, because it's like, you know for a fact that this card can be so much better than that. And with a typical EZA, especially if you've been playing for 1,000 days, you can access it basically immediately by just using whatever, team is super effective against the particular boss. But like, you know that you can't even try out this card at full force. Never go full force, by the way. Right when you get it. You know, like every other card that you would rainbow and, you know, will get an EZA or has an EZA, you know, especially if you've been playing for 1,000 days, you can just do it right off the bat. Not to mention, there's still, you know, decent free-to-play teams for some of those EZAs. So chances are you can still do it, if not at least get some of the medals before you, you know, inevitably get the leader in the future, if not buy them with coins or something. But you just can't use the man to his full potential.
Yeah, it really stinks.
Yeah, so
like I don't know why they decided to do it. Like, mean, at the end of the day, not much you can really do because like it's in the game now. You can't change it.
Right.
So like just kind of like, and I mean, at the end of the day, like eventually they're probably gonna get another that's probably maybe better than this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, he is probably more of a trophy unit than anything. But
yeah,
at that point, why give a trophy unit an easy A to begin with? Kind of mentality.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be like giving an easy A to the 5th and 4th and 3rd and 2nd and 1st anniversary Gokus that hold their fingers up. It'd be like, what's the point? Because you're never going to use them over the other options, you know?
I wouldn't mind. But...
True. And especially since this guy's name is just Goku as well. That also kind of doesn't help his situation, you know?
Yeah, like, options are always good. Like, for example, the Empress Gokus, that would be cool, I feel. Because they're easily obtainable, too. Like, you get them from the barber shop for a long time.
True.
But, like, this guy is so, like, literally the most exclusive unit in Dokkan. And he's not even a summonable card. And I find that funny.
Well, but, I mean, I guess he's not exclusive as like... Well, there I think are a couple, but generally speaking, yes.
Well, because you have to play for 1,000 days. You can't just pull this guy.
Well, I mean, there is also, like...
Oh, if we're talking about, like the Toa or whatever, the Toa and Mira, I guess.
Oh, well, I mean, them. There's also, obviously, I guess you could consider, like, Tiencha or, like, the adult Gotenks kind of exclusive.
True, but I'm talking about units that you can like still obtain, I guess.
Oh, well, I mean, if you were going not obtaining, then there's also that one SR Beerus you could only get from that one issue of V-Jump.
Yeah, I mean, does that code still work nowadays?
I don't know. Bro, hey, if anybody has an eBay link to that, hit me up. I'll pay whatever it costs just to do a video on it. Regardless, though, yes, he is he's the most exclusive, relatively, in giant air quotes, obtainable unit.
Yeah.
Like the biggest air quotes possible.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to go the way they did, but not much we can really do, sadly. And if you feel like this kind of invalidates your for 1,000 days, I feel you, but at the very least, you can show that you've been with this game for 1,000 days and you're loyal.
I respect you.
Exactly.
I know you did give your opinion about how you thought that they should do it. I do agree that I think that they should have just given everybody the medals because, again, then, I mean, you literally can't use them unless you have them, or you have him, rather. So, again, if you don't have them, then you can't use them anyway, so there'd be no point of restricting that. But I don't know if I would have necessarily made another LR, only because I feel like, well, A, we have plenty of LRs already in the game, and not to mention, I don't know if we necessarily need one. I mean, the thing is, there's no other real good way to make a trophy card or something to really reach for that would be as rewarding as a new LR, surely. I don't know. Personally, I just feel like that I don't know if I would have included another one. Obviously, again, there wouldn't be another reward that I would feel like would compare. I mean, unless they gave Goku like
2,000 stones.
Yeah, bro. No, I mean, personally, I do think that some of the 1,000, like, they literally give you 10 stones for 1,000 days, and they give you, or I think it's 10 stones, maybe it's like 30 or something. But they don't even give you a full multi, and the same thing for the 2,000 day benchmark, and not only that, for the celebration, they gave out 20 stones. Like, they should give you, like, bare minimum, like, 100, and then, like, 200 for 2,000 days, because, I mean, A, that's so much dedication, and B,
if you're playing that long, I could definitely understand that.
Right, it's like there's no way that you haven't spent at least a little bit of money on the game by then for 2,000 days. I mean, unless you're the homie J Fanta, but like
some of them sales though. I mean, hey, remember J Fanta bought a stone pack. Can't deny it.
Oh, that's true. Well, he's not actually free. Well, never mind. Sorry, J Fanta, you're banned off the. I'm just kidding. You can come on anytime.
I mean, he bought the stone pack and then proceeded to game end himself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Regardless, though, I think that's pretty much our thoughts on that. Let us know what you think in the comments about it.
Let us know if you got your Goku and are now sad he'll never eat VA.
I know the general consensus on the status of 1,000 Day Goku is pretty much the same with everybody. Let us know, though, in the comments how you would have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Funny thing to bring up, honestly, is the fact that these opinions were similar to when he first released. Like
True.
an LR for 1,000 days, that's ridiculous. It's like now it's just like an LR for like an LR for 1,000 days, that's ridiculous. We'll probably just be like, oh yeah, it's normal, it happens.
Same old, you know.
It will be like that sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that'll eventually be the
The recurring meme.
Yeah, but anyways,
I was gonna say before we close that thought though, I do sort of wonder what they'll do for 3,000 days. I know that's obviously a long way off, but I feel like that for that one, surely they, actually have to make a new LR because there's no way that they're gonna, I mean, I assume by that time Easy Ace won't exist, though. Then again, I suppose that will be in 3 years, so only Kami knows what'll happen to this game by then. But I mean, unless they are on Easy A's by then, they will probably have to introduce some kind of new LR for it. So
yeah,
that'll be quite interesting, and then we'll take a look back at this podcast and be like, "Oh, our opinions are still the same. This is ridiculous." But anyhow, that is just about it for the 2,000 days section. Moving on to the link skill section. This was a very, very cool update. I want you to talk a little bit more about how this works because you're a little bit more versed on the technicalities than I am on this one.
All right, so we're talking about link skills here?
Yes.
All right, so basically every flat boost link skill, it ain't a flat boost anymore. They're all percentages, and now they all level up from 1 to 10. And basically, a lot of links, essentially, like, funny enough, so remember how Legendary Power was like the worst link in the game for LRs?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 5,000 attack.
Yeah.
Now it's, I think, either 10 or 15. You can check on the wiki. I think they have it updated now.
Sure.
Just search up Legendary Power real quick.
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
But yeah, so the link to like Legendary Power actually is really valuable now. And another really big buff, I feel like one of the most massive buffs, is Big Bad Bosses.
True.
All villain units now, if they're level 10 links, can trigger it without...
It's 15% attack for Legendary Power.
Yeah, at level 10. Yeah. And even at level 1, it's still 10% attack up. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Continue about BBB.
I require the water.
Hydrate, boys. Take a sip.
But basically, now it's unconditional 25% attack and defense if you're at level 10. So a lot of link skills just got really good. But there is a condition to it. So the only way to really level up links is basically kind of RNG, where the more you beat basically every time you enter a stage that costs stamina for one, you have a chance to level up your links, and the chance gets lower and lower the higher link level you get to. The good thing is that most links aren't just good at level 10, like even Big Bad Bosses. Mm-hmm. If you get it to at least level 5 or something, that makes it from under 80% to under 90%, which is a really good buff, regardless. The only thing is that doing these link levels for all of your units, because it's not just the link that levels up, it's the link on your card.
Right. The individual card, yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely like a way end game goal where you have nothing else to grind, you just grind your links. And I can respect that, at least being an end game goal you can always do, because you'll always have a card you want to level up with links for, probably.
True.
And the good thing is also this isn't mandatory for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, the fact that a lot of links got changed already is a big enough buff in itself. Like, LR Cell, because of, 3 of his links became attack links, and both Kamehameha and Legendary Power are actual proper attack links now. He is busting out stupid high attack stats he could never get to before. And this just, basically everybody got an easy A, essentially. People describe it like that, and that is the perfect way to describe it in my eyes.
Which is actually dumb.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what else to say.
No, you explained it pretty well. I think that it's awesome that not only did a lot of, individual links get updated, like you were saying with Cell is a great example. It's really cool to see that as a result of that, a bunch of units that people were kind of like, uh-oh, stinky for them, really got significant buffs and are honestly not that they weren't relevant before, but are even more relevant now.
Yeah.
It always amazes me how Dokkan, every single time I'm like, what else can they add in terms of like quality of life updates? They whip out something like this, and I mean, I don't know if I would call this a quality of life update. I mean, it certainly improves my quality of my Dokkan life.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not something as like similar to quality of Luffy. Yes, thank you, One Piece fans.
Yeah.
You know, as a quality of life update is like a menu update or like how medals work or, you know, how events work or stuff like that. I feel like this is almost even more impactful than that to just call it a quality of life update.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
But I just think that, you know, it's really cool that they can still whip out stuff like this and, you know, improve the game so much more. Now, of course, with every good thing that Dokkan does, a lot of the time there's also a caveat.
Yeah.
The thing that is kind of the issue this time around with this is that because these link skills are so fire, bro. Every event is well, even easier than it was before.
Yeah.
And obviously it's kind of been one of the biggest complaints in the community for a fat minute now, fat with PHAT, by the way. To make Dokkan events a little bit harder, obviously we have some events that are pretty difficult, SBR, Legendary Goku events, so on and so forth. But even though those events are difficult, they're also difficult in a specific way, and you require specific units to be able to beat those that kind of
artificial difficulty.
Right. What they can do, you know, really complements and helps you through the specific kind of difficulty that those events present rather. Now, obviously then it's like, okay, well, all these other great units that, you know, I guess seemingly can't use on the you know, the event because, you know, they don't quite work for it. It's like, well, they crushed all these other events, so what's the point? But that was already kind of the case, and now with the link skill update, it's like super dumb with how powerful these characters are. Of course, the thing that kind of holds that sediment back a little bit is that, of course, like Kayvon said, it will take you, again, I'm going to use that word, PHAT, fat minute, to be able to get all of these links updated and leveled up, because of course, again, you know, you leveling up legendary power only levels it up for that particular unit and not, you know, every single unit that has legendary power or just the link in general. So it'll take you a while to be able to, you know, get to that super OP
You'll probably
threshold.
hit 2,000 days before you get them all updated.
You really would have to hit the ground running to be able to get them all like that quickly.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, the point is that it is accessible in the game and it is possible. So they are definitely going to have to make events even harder if they want to keep up with this whole link skill update. So I do really hope that they, you know, make Dokkan events a little bit more difficult. I know that they are, you know, not difficult or not as difficult as other events kind of on purpose because, of course, you have to be able to awaken the unit. But, I mean, if you've been playing for a while, you know, I think you should be just fine on that. Of course, if you're a newer player, you might struggle a little bit, but maybe it's time to introduce like Super Z hard or something.
I mean, difficulty would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe it gives you like 14 medals or something. I don't know.
True.
Or maybe it gives
Costs,
you like 14 and a half.
Make it cost 50 stamina like the old Dokkan events.
Bro, and then you have to use 100 stam to get
40 actually. Make it because like it's like because you want to make a little more worthwhile, you know?
True.
But I think what Dokkan events honestly need is not to be harder, but to be have more variety to them.
True.
Because shout out to Ad Analysis, I will say.
The homie, the editor. He's not editing this video, but he edits all the other videos.
Yeah, we'll show him this, don't worry. But basically, like, so many Dokkan events have, like, immune to sealing, immune to stunning, immune to everything else under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
We need more stuff like resistances or units that can, like, stop immunities. Stop immunities from being a thing, so you can still stun events or something.
Yeah.
Sure, it leads to more stuff being easily able to be cheesed, but it would be so cool and add a whole new layer of depth to the game. That Dokkan honestly feels like it could definitely go into another direction with. We already have stuff like super attacks being able to affect crit chance. We have links that increase dodge chance now, which is stupid crazy in my eyes. Like, I feel like another extra level would be added to that. And another thing that I like, there's so many ways to vary up Dokkan's strategies, because the most strategy you have is building your team, and even then, you can get by with just throwing random units at a wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
It could be cool that in certain Dokkan events, like how in the cooler Dokkan event, you're restricted from using Senzu Senzu beans and Icarus. A cool thing they could, actually a pretty cool thing they could add is for the Dokkan that you're fighting, maybe you're not allowed to use that unit.
That would be interesting.
So say you're fighting a Goku Black, or specifically a Rose Goku Black, you can't use a Rose Goku Black on the team to take on his Dokkan.
Oh, because you're fighting him. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. I've seen that maybe have units that could, like, we already have units that like affect certain events that have like a boosted damage. Maybe give them like added effects or something. I don't know.
I do think in two ways, I think that even the link skill update could also help with that, as much as at the moment it kind of seems like it sort of hurts that. You could have new link skills that do certain things like that. Maybe that give like stun or something like that. I don't know exactly how that would work, but maybe links that could give certain effects like that to certain characters. If like two characters are linked together, maybe they stun the enemy or something like that.
No, actually, no, I wouldn't say a link. Part of a passive could be perfect for that.
Well, I'm only saying just in relation to the link skill update.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, because with the way of links, that'll only be relevant after a while passes.
True.
Because right now, it could change though, but right now, units can only have 7 maximum. So if they add a new link, the only unit that'll be able to have that link is probably the new unit, and any units going forward. But if they incorporate that into a type of passive, because we have had a data mined that units might have certain like special super attacks if they're linked to another unit, that could also apply to part of a passive. Like, say, for example, Jiren. Like, you could say if linked to character whose name includes Topo or Pride Trooper, stun all enemies or like reduce enemy stun resistance by like 50% or something. Like, that could be very cool, honestly. But yeah, well, similar to your idea, but go ahead. Finish what you're saying, if anything.
I was just going to say, this isn't really, I guess, in relevancy to your point, but I guess it's just kind of on my mind with the link skill thing. One thing I think that they could do that would be really cool with the link skills would be, so you know how when EZAs came out, they kind of had the preconceived notion of, oh, this is how you buff a card, right? What I was thinking would be, it would be really cool if they kind of spun the link skill update on its head, how they did with EZAs eventually. So you know how when like the first
link?
No. Well, I mean, I guess that is what the link skill update is, but I mean more so like, remember the first time that an EZA unit came out, where the unit came out and then the EZA came out right away with the unit, and everybody was like, oh, you could do that. And then not only that, it also not only gives you more incentive to farm the card, which is free to play, summon for it if it's summonable, yada yada. It also makes it more interesting because it's like, okay, this is already so powerful. You know, it's like, well, that, you know, they can.
How about a little more?
Yeah. I think that would be cool to be able to do with the link skill update if they did introduce some new links, because I don't think we've had a new link introduced in a fat minute.
Last one I think was Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Which makes sense because obviously that was the newest like arc.
Yeah.
But regardless, though, I think it would be cool if they introduced some new links and then they immediately gave them the link skill update. Like they didn't just make it like, you know, imagine if Legendary Power is introduced today, right? They did Like, you know, from right off the bat, they didn't make it attack plus 15%. They made it like attack plus 10% or something like that. So while it's still good, it still has that easy A potential, you know, which is what kind of like, well, easy A, you know, it would be the link skill update, which is kind of what people thought about, you know, LR Goku Black when he was released. People were like, oh yeah, he's pretty good. But I mean, you know, he's not exactly what I would have wanted out of this card. And then bam, they slapped the easy A on him and everybody's like, bruh, you know, and
Yeah.
again, for whatever the first card was, I can't think of what it was, but whatever the first card was that came out and then immediately got an easy A when the card was released.
HVL Wrath Broly.
Yeah. You know, when that happened, and then everybody was like, oh, I guess they can do that. And that makes the card even more interesting. I think that they could definitely do something like that with the link skills.
So you're saying like add a link and then automatically have it go to level 10?
No, not automatically go to level 10. Like an easy A, right? You have some incentive to grind up the new link on your units. Like the link is...
I got it.
Yeah, the link is good at base, but then at 10 it goes up, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think they definitely need to like solidify the link update for me.
Mm-hmm.
Make there a stage. Honestly, I feel like a stage that you can play that gives increased boost to link skills.
Oh, that would be sick.
Make it so here's the interesting thing. Make it so you can play it an infinite amount of times per day.
Mm-hmm.
But make it cost 25 stamina per run.
Kind of like almost kind of like how the Bardock team has their own event for their specific equipment.
Sure. And I think another cool thing they could add is because so you know how free units, especially ones that have their own orbs, like the whole incentive for them was being a unit that can max out for free.
Right.
The link skill update kind of takes away from that, you know?
How so?
Well, your unit isn't going to be maxed out for free because you have to spend time to grind the links, right? What if, in future story events going forward, either a specific stage, like once you beat the story event, or within the story event, if you use the character and say like the stage they drop, it'll give the character a massive chance of increasing its links. That's the free to play unit.
Or they could even make like an event that's focused around a certain link.
Yeah, I got folks around a certain link or a certain story that can increase links.
Category 2.
Yeah, that would be very good.
Yeah, that would be super interesting.
Yeah, like they already did it with skill orbs. Like we have Universe 6 skill orbs, Team Bardock skill orbs.
Right.
Some Goku Gohan and Goten skill orbs.
Oh, I forgot
definitely need more of those.
Yeah.
Those are very cool. We need more of those.
Definitely. But I think that they could do a lot with the you know, the whole link skill thing in that way. And again, I personally think that even though at the moment it kind of seems like that this is like, oh no, Dokkan events are even easier, I still feel like, you know, if they implement future Dokkan events in a way that could, you know, still stand up to the link skills and even benefit from how the link skills work, I think that would be really cool.
I feel like what we need for some Dokkan events is, I think the best thing is a higher difficulty. Give every Dokkan event a new difficulty.
I can agree with that.
Give it a more medal drops because they would, 1, expedite the grind, 2, give players a challenge.
True.
And also, like, and I'm not talking about just like increasing the, make them do some more damage.
Increasing the what? You cut out real quick.
Their health pool. Like give them more HP, make them do some more damage. Not like, I'm not talking about like UI supers and LGE or like levels of damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe add like a unique mechanic to the last level, where like say a Ultimate Gohan, he can like in the last like say the new Ultimate.
Yeah.
Say if there was like a 40 stamina, something that could like a 40 stamina stage. Say like at the last phase, he can potentially like, I don't know, super twice per turn. Something that he doesn't do in the lower one. But something like unique, like maybe a new unique mechanic. I can't think of that right now. But yeah, maybe like for example, like Zamasu. Sorry to cut you off again.
No, you're good.
Like for example, for the Zamasus, like Zamasu Dokkan event. What if the 40 stamina Dokkan event has a final phase past like AGL Goop Zamasu, or you fight Sky Zamasu?
Oh, that would be cool. That'd be
I
a
feel
lot
like
to implement, but that'd be dope.
it would, but like you could have a phase where it's like once you beat Murdzamasu, the objective of the Dokkan event switches completely, where you have to survive for like a few amount of turns.
Oh, like they did basically. Oh, and then Zeno. Oh, that would be
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so you know how like with certain events you have to defeat the enemy before their countdown resets, or when they like hit you with a one shot super.
Yeah.
With the Zamasu event idea, you would have to survive a certain amount of turns before you one shot Zamasu essentially.
I see.
And it could incentive more team building, where you want to have units that can still beat the event,
Right.
but then have some units that can focus on tanking. Because Sky Zamasu is obviously like shoot like maybe lightning bolts at you, something, laugh at you and do damage on it. But I feel like it could add a very nice layer and some creativity, or they could just do other events, not have it tied down to a Dokkan event. Like, when's the next time when are we gonna get a legendary Frieza event, man?
True.
Like, or legendary Vegeta.
True.
Something like that. Have more unique gimmicks.
I will say back in regard to the Link skill update.
Yeah, I went on a tangent. Sorry about
it's
that.
okay. One cool idea that I had is kind of similar to, well, okay, so you know how there's certain events, and I feel like this is definitely something that Dokkan hasn't done in a little bit, and they should, where like a certain link gives you a boost on that stage, or like a certain character gives you a boost, or sometimes links affect it. Like if you have is it dependent for the disabled rage thing? Is that a link or is that the passive? I don't remember. No, that's the passive.
It's both.
Oh, okay. Well, that
blazing battle can disable rage.
Gotcha. Okay, so
in their passive, it could also say disables enemies rampage or whatever.
What's an example of a link that makes you do boosted damage on a stage?
I think some Boo events, if you have Power by God active,
so
it increases your damage. Or actually, no, it stops Buhan's healing. I think it's a Buhan event.
Okay.
It lowers his healing.
Gotcha. The idea I had, nonetheless, though, maybe this isn't actually a thing that's been implemented yet, so I don't know. But I mean, obviously, the link skill part of what I'm going to say isn't. But I was thinking it would be really cool if they had a event where a link skill gives you boosted damage. In this case, boosted damage. It could also do other things, but just for this example. And then the higher level the link skill is, the more damage you do with the boosted damage. So like, just for like, simplicity's sake, like say your link is level 1, maybe you do like 1,000,000, right? And then when it's level 10, you do like 5,000,000 or something. And it's just because you have the boosted damage. Again, obviously those numbers are kind of stupid, but just for the sake of the example, I think that would be really cool. And then maybe even on that Dokkan event to incentivize you to replay Dokkan events. Because, again, if you play a Dokkan event and you awaken all the characters for it, you don't really have that much reason to replay it. Maybe, too, just like you were saying for the story event, they could also have where on those stages, whatever link is super effective against the boss, then those links get the boost of, increased chance to level up with a particular unit. I think that'd be dope. Even, like keeping that same mechanic of like the higher chance for a level up, and doing other things to Dokkan events besides increased damage, like how the disabled rampage thing is pretty cool. Or again, maybe it causes something like, I don't know, if you have like Yamcha, doesn't he have a certain link that, I guess you could do Coward. Like if you have two characters and one of them is Yamcha and Coward is activated and you're facing like a girl fighter, then Yamcha just like flops or something. They could do a funny one like that. Obviously you'd want more things that benefit you, but I definitely think that they could do something like that, especially with the level implementation, because I think at the moment, obviously the level implementation is cool that it's, it's just like it levels up and it gets stronger, but I definitely think they could do more with the levels than it just being the status of how much you've leveled up and how strong you have it leveled to now.
No, I can agree with that.
So I definitely think that there's a lot of cool stuff that they could do with it. But yeah, that's that. Sorry, I had to spill it because I was like, bro.
I think we
Literally doing the Thanos rap out here, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I think we basically said I've said everything I wanted to say. Do you?
Agreed. I think I've gotten everything out that I wanted to say as well.
Oh, well. We hope you enjoyed this double feature.
Double feature, indeed. Apologies
Link
for...
skill good, 2000 day bad.
Yeah, that's the summary, I suppose. Again, apologies for this podcast being a little bit all over the place. We just wanted to kind of cover topics that we wanted to cover for a while, and obviously kind of weren't able to because of the unintentional hiatus, as well as obviously the news summary. We will be back to form next episode. It will be every 2 weeks. We will have the current news, and we'll read everything that's going on. And then, like we said, next week will actually be an interview episode, which I know we haven't done one in a while, and I've been missing doing interviews. And I mean, I don't know if you have, but
No, I haven't.
Oh, bruh. Well, our guests would be sad to hear that.
I'm kidding.
I know. But anyway, look forward to that next episode. Nani? It should be somebody that you guys all know, so I think you'll quite enjoy it. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know in the comments your thoughts if you're excited for the podcast to be back. And not only that, again, I do want to hear your guys' opinions on how you would have done the 2,000 day reward, because I definitely think that some of y'all could come up with some whack stuff that might actually work for that. So
tell us what you think about how link skills are, how if you feel like they're hard to grind, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely let us know your thoughts on that. And if you have any unique ideas like we did about how they could implement link skills in a more unique way as well. So good stuff. All right, well, from all of us here at the Extreme Z Podcast, stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.